It's X-plicit Critikkkz, bitches!
What's good? We're here for our fucking Life of Pets, Secret Life of Pets review. We're missing like 4 members, but I mean everybody's busy. We're busy too, so we're gonna make this quick, unlike most of our reviews. We'll go into spoilers probably after we give our initial reactions, initial thoughts. What do you think of it, Johnny Boy?
It was a letdown. I thought it was going to be more than what it was. My likes and dislikes have I guess they have a little bit of spoilers in it. But, yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the movie.
And the only reason we even saw this is because of her. I really didn't even want to see this. DreamWorks has a lot of good movies, but they have a lot of ones that I don't really like either. And this was definitely one that I fucking disliked. This shit was mad boring. I couldn't relate to it because I never had any pets growing up because we were too broke for that shit. So it was just like, I can see the audience for this, definitely. And I know it made mad box office. I'm sorry this is a week late for the review, but we just didn't have time. So I know the first weekend it did really good box office, over 100 million, but obviously there's an audience out there because I feel like most people are pet owners. But it was just, I didn't give a fuck about the characters. I didn't care about the story. I don't know. They fucking dropped the ball. DreamWorks dropped the ball on this one. You have any other thoughts before we hit spoilers?
No.
Really?
We can go ahead and because
No.
I have likes and dislikes about it, but the number one thing is the whole movie was the trailer, so there wasn't anything that was a surprise to me except for like little parts. But yeah, we can go into spoilers.
Really? You thought a lot of the stuff was in the trailers?
Yeah.
I think I only saw one trailer for this film before I saw it, so
I think there's 2 that I saw, and the second one kind of filled in the holes for it. Like the first one had like the short of it, like so it played off the beginning, and then I believe the second one had more of like what was actually gonna happen in the actual movie. So that's right.
And okay, you know how Pixar does those little shorts before fucking their films? Yeah. Okay, this film did it, and they had a Minions one. Spoiler. I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but that shit was garbage. So that was fucking sewer water right there. Fucking whoever made that is retarded. First of all, I like Despicable 1 and Despicable 2. Minions can catch a dick. That movie's trash, but this shit was almost worse than that. Or it looked like a continuation of that movie almost. It was just strictly Minions. Nobody else from that world, and it was so dumb. The humor is made for like fucking 2-year-olds. That's all I gotta say. It's all potty humor and fucking like whatever they can get away with for like baby humors. Weak as fuck, man. And I was like, wow. I mean, I hope the movie's better than this, but there's no way it can be fucking worse. So, but that set it off. That already set it off on a bad note for me. So I was already thinking the movie was going to be bad, and it literally was lower than my expectations, which is hard to do. So yeah, I think we're not going to go strictly into spoilers, but we might say some stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, who gives a fuck? Yeah, what are the things you disliked, liked?
Well, starting off with the short, I just like right off top, it's like, well, they're trying to be like Pixar and try to like incorporate like a short before the actual movie. And then I felt as a whole, it was just like Toy Story, but with pets. Like, it was everyone, like when the parents or when the owners go out, and then what the dogs do before that. But I thought, like, I didn't like that, like, the funny parts were all in the trailer. And then for me, I did not like Kevin Hart in this movie at all. Like, because it was just his character, except for in a bunny form. So I just thought that was just really lazy.
Well, that was Kevin Hart once again selling out, just making money. Like, that shit was so fucking dumb. I wanted to like him too because it seems funny, Kevin Hart playing a fucking little bunny. Nah, that shit was weak. And it was worse than regular Kevin Hart. You said it's like regular Kevin Hart playing a bunny? No, that shit was like, here, say these jokes and people will think that they're funny because you're Kevin Hart.
He said this, like, if you take out the, like, they're relating it towards pets, but it's like the same thing. Like, there's a comparison, or it's like start off really small and then he'll elevate his voice really high. Like, everything was just kind of predictable.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what you fucking think of a voice actor. They're gonna almost play it the same as they usually talk. I just thought there was no reason to have him in there other than people might think it's funny just because it's Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but I think that there's other movies that have voice actors and it's completely different.
Well, yeah,
like,
some of them do that, but a lot of these animated movies get recognizable voices because then it will make the audience feel some type of way. But going off of that, I don't think there's any other voice actors that I fucking really recognize. I was like, this whole movie, I was like, yo, I don't really recognize anybody besides Kevin Hart.
Well, that one, the fluffy one.
She had a recognizable voice. I don't know who the fuck it is, though.
I feel like it's the one who plays in Scary Movie.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. But okay, yeah, go on.
I think that's her. I didn't recognize who the main dog was. I did not know who that was. I think the other one I like how, like, it started off nice, but then the middle was kind of like muddled in the middle, and then at the end I just felt like a super rush. Like, okay, well, you guys got the point, and then it ended like you would predict, but also it was, I don't know, it just seemed like it was cut really weird of how they got it to the end to me. Like, everyone goes home. Everyone has a owner to go home to that looked like that's just kind of seemed.
Yo, this shit was the secret life of rich motherfuckers. Like, every single owner was like super rich, lived in super nice apartments, super nice part of the city. That was fucking dumb as fuck. They should have had a movie where, like, the poor people are having shit and actually, like, a variety of pets. I feel like there wasn't that good of a variety. With the dogs, it was all like super common shit.
I think the only one that was a variety was like the bird and then the guinea pig. Those are like and then a fat cat, but that's always funny, so they had to add that in there. There's just a lot of, I just didn't really care to watch it, and like now that I saw it, it was just a major letdown because it could have been really good. It could have actually been if it did something.
It was a good premise because I didn't have any pets, but I've been around a good amount of dogs, and you kind of do wonder, like, what the fuck do they do the whole time you're gone or whatever, because they are like super excited when you get home, and that's cool. Like, you could have explored that, but this shit was dumb as fuck. Like, I mean, it doesn't need to be realistic because obviously none of this shit happens. None of the animals do what this shit did in the movie, but it just got way overboard, and every joke in the movie is like a cliche of what pets do all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so overplayed. They stuck in every single, like, cute or funny thing you've seen an animal do into this movie. All of it was here. So, yeah, it was just way overboard with those fucking things.
I mean, I put that as a like they actually did a good job with that, like just doing simple behaviors of pets. And like with the cat playing with a little mouse toy or something like that, or like small dogs getting like easily distracted.
Some of that shit was good, and then some of it was like, oh my gosh, like, can you get a joke that's not something that we've seen like a million times?
Yeah, like the one that annoyed me the most was the poodle, like the white poodle with the heavy metal music.
That was fucking
and the fact that was twice in the movie, I thought that was.
And people in the theater were laughing. I'm like, that shit is so dumb.
I didn't care for that.
Why was that even a joke? Just because the contrast? Because that's supposed to be like a high class dog or something?
Yeah, it's like a French, or it's not even French, it's an actual like German dog, but
That
it's just
was
supposed to be
dumb
like a
shit.
high class, to put together dog, and then it was just, I was over that. And I think there's a couple parts I actually like that I thought were funny, but I just like forgot about them because they weren't that important to me. But I think the cats, like the stray cats, and initially I think I liked that one for just a little part of it, but
Yeah, really the only character I fucking liked was the Falcon. Falcon was pretty nice. Everybody else was annoying as fuck. I didn't care about any of the characters. And for these kind of movies, you either need to care about the characters or it needs to be really entertaining. I didn't care about the characters. I mean, I couldn't give less of a fuck. But holy shit, it wasn't entertaining either. I was bored. It was like, okay, we know this is all going to get resolved. And you usually know that in animated movies, but in this movie, it's like, okay, whatever. They're going to go back to their owners. It was retarded. The stakes weren't high at all.
yeah. And even if like it even seemed like it was like, well, obviously they're not gonna, like when the animal controllers or whatever came by and caught them like twice, it's like I didn't think they were gonna stay in there that long. And even when the dog was like thinking it was gonna, I thought that part that actually made me upset because when he was drowning at the end and the keys flew out and then it like floated to the top, it's like obviously someone's gonna get it and then bring it down. And I thought it was dumb that he just threw it in there and he couldn't swim in there and get it himself. Kevin Hart's character to unlock the thing instead of just throwing keys to a dog who doesn't really have, I don't know, like they don't have hands, but he would be able to do it.
Like nothing in this movie is fucking realistic at all.
But it's just like in the beginning, the bunny's the one who opened the shit, and it just, I don't know. That's the one part that kind of just confused me for a little bit. I wasn't expecting like being realistic, but it's just, I didn't care for that part. I liked Duke's story though because when he went back and the fact that his owner died, but he still was territorial over it, I liked that part because that's an actual thing. Like when dogs feel like you're crossing their territory, they don't care. But it's like, it's not like going into the mind, but it's just like it's more of a territorial thing instead of like, oh, he's dangerous or something like that. That's the only thing I liked about like when the story, I guess I kind of cared about. But other than that, no.
I mean, you could see that shit from like 8 miles away though.
Yeah,
that his fucking owner died. It wasn't like.
I just like how they played it out. Like instead of like, oh, okay, well my owner's gone, I'm just gonna walk away and go home. It was just like, no, this is my house and this is where I lived.
I just feel like this was a really good concept, and then they lost their way writing the script or shooting the movie or whatever the fuck, because it kind of just unraveled as the movie went on, and I was just like, this is getting more and more unbelievable and boring. It's like you said, it started off pretty solid, but I feel like the start was mostly the trailer that I saw.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I was just saying like, well, that, and then when it was at the end, how like they just all drive home in the taxi, and then Kevin Hart's character, the bunny, gets the owner, and it's just like, why were we rushing into that? Like he could have just went off and been his own crew or whatever like that. And I also didn't like, I don't know, there's a lot of things I just didn't like about this movie, but I felt like it solely relied on either the anticipation of what's gonna be funny from the trailers, and then like the fact that it's mainly animals, so it's like appealing to kids. So I think that's the only thing. And
well, I feel like it's appealing to a lot of people because I feel like a lot of people have pets.
Well, I've had a pet, and it was just like, I don't really care. Like I know, maybe that's why it drew me in, but I think other people could see it who have pets before and not even care about this movie.
It was definitely for kids, like a lot more than some of these other DreamWorks movies that you can really enjoy and be an adult. I don't know if you can with this one. It was just, the humor was weak. The story was weak. It was boring.
Yeah.
It didn't drag on. It was just boring. Like, it didn't seem like a long movie. It was just like, oh my gosh, are we going to get to a scene that's better or something? But that shit never came. There was a few jokes that made me, like, half chuckle. That's it. Like, when the dude said, or when the girl said,
somebody consider a boyfriend or something.
and then the guy's like, nobody says that.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. I don't even know why they even put a love story in there, to be honest.
Yeah. Because they needed some type of motivation to go get this dog. Nobody else would have given a fuck.
That's true, but it's just, I don't know why I had to be, like you could already tell from the beginning when it started off, I felt like, oh yeah, it's like what, she has a crush on him, or that's her favorite friend or something like that. I mean, I do like in the end though how like when the owners came home, it's like the owners and the dogs kind of matched, like that bulldog with the saggy face had like a sag.
But that shit was like 10 seconds of the fucking movie.
I know, but still, if I had to find something I liked about it, those are like the main things that I like.
Yeah.
Many, not many, because there's nothing.
I don't know. It feels like a fucking missed opportunity. Well, not really, because they fucking made mad box office. I don't know what the fucking critic score is, but I want to know the audience score, especially, because I want to know if people actually like this, or they just saw it because they saw opening weekend and it really intrigued them before they saw it. So, I don't know. If you're watching this and you liked it, or you liked something about it, or disliked it, tell us in the comments. But I definitely fucking didn't like it at all.
I mean, I just hope like if there's ever something that's gonna follow this up, or like be a type of a spin-off.
With the box office they made, unless it drops huge in the second weekend, it's gonna probably have a sequel.
Well, they need to do a way better job, or maybe just reconsider just not doing it at all.
Yeah, but they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if it's a good movie as long as it makes money. That's a lot of these DreamWorks movies are pretty trash, but they get good box office.
That too. All the fucking trailers in this movie were so trash. Like every single one of them before it.
Oh yeah, but I guarantee you that fucking Sing is gonna do super good.
Oh yeah, that one. But when they started off with the monster check,
Alright,
we can score it.
Yeah, let's score it.
I think for me it would be a 6.5. And it's just based off, like, after that I said it was a nice try, good idea, but everything else is just trash in this movie. What's your score?
I think I'm gonna give it a 5. I was thinking about giving it a 6, but nah. There was very, very, very few positive things about this movie for me. Couldn't relate to it, never had fucking pets. The humor wasn't there. There was literally only maybe 2 parts in the film that I could even feel. And the story was whack. The characters, I didn't really like the characters that much. The only thing that was cool to see is like stuff you already knew, like things that animals do that are funny. But I mean, fuck, we've seen that in real life a million times. Why do we have to see it in fucking this kind of animation? So I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it was a good idea. They had so much potential and they fucking missed it. Not by their standards, because it was a smash hit, but by my fucking standards, I definitely wouldn't have seen this movie if I knew it was like this, except to review it. So hopefully somebody watches this. Watch our other movies. Hopefully we'll have our Ghostbusters up this weekend and we can get some more people over here, but everybody's busy. So thank you for watching. Much love to all our subscribers. X-plicit Critikkkz.